Hello everybody, Jeremy aka Sparks Comics here, and in this video we are going to talk about my top 10 indie comic picks for New Comic Book Day this week. I also will have a runner-up that's not on my pull list right now, but is one that I think looks really interesting and that you should check out if it is up your alley in terms of your interests. So let's start out with that. That one is coming to us from AWA Upshot. That is Sacrament #1 from Peter Milligan and Marcelo Frusin. The Exorcist meets Alien in this sci-fi horror story. In the year 3000, mankind abandoned Earth and fled into outer space. Now, a disgraced priest called into action to perform an exorcism on a remote space colony is about to discover that no matter how far you run, you can't escape your demons, and the devil is, in fact, real. Sounds really cool. I'm trying harder and harder to not add things to my pull list and try to cut back on it a little bit, but this sounds awesome. I may still pick up issue 1, or I will pick up the trade for this because I do want to read this story eventually. Probably going to trade weight it, but sounds really cool, and I hope you guys check that one out. Now, coming in my top 10 of what I'm going to be picking up, let's go to my number 10 pick first. And in that number 10 slot is from Image Comics, Little Monsters number 6 from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. This is the conclusion of the Little Monsters first arc. The humans' presence has completely divided the young vampires. The human girl Laura continues to ask questions of Romy to learn about her new ally, while Ray is held captive by a human with far less friendly motivations. This has just been such a cool story, seeing these child vampires that have never come in contact with humans and never fed on humans, suddenly having their presence around them. And really, I love this kind of philosophical, moral debate that's going on with these kids. So I can't wait to see how the first arc ends. I'm going to be continuing on Little Monsters because Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen are absolutely weaving an incredible story here. My number 9 pick this week is one from Behemoth Comics, and that is Redman #2 of 5 from Matt Frank and Julian Yates. Those are the ones credited by the Diamond catalog, but I also, again, I think this happened last time I was doing this, Goncalo Lopez is credited on the page for the actual cover. So either way, issue 1 was really cool. Lots of action and visual storytelling, but not a lot of words. Or more so no words, but lots of sound effects. From the studio that created the cult TV show Ultraman, now a Marvel Comics series and Netflix show, here is Redman, the Kaiju Hunter. The star monster of the second episode is Icarus, one of the classic enemies of the Ultraverse. His first appearance was in 1967 Ultra 7, followed by appearances Ultraman Taro, Ultraman Ginga, and Ultraman X. Time to broadcast. Redman has a new opponent. Moving down the list to number 8 from Vault Comics, Shadow Service issue number 14 from Kevin Scott and Corin Howell. This is always one that I say is not talked about enough. It is a fantastic series. Kevin Scott is an incredible writer, and we're getting such a cool supernatural world that is being built here. And the thing that really initially got me on this series was the MI666. That's just so cool and hooked me in. But all of the different characters are so much fun to see them develop throughout as different supernatural things are going on. As Gina Meyer, our main character, gets to attend to some of her personal things that she's trying to figure out. It's been a great story. And in this issue with MI666 on its knees, and the headquarters of the British Supernatural Spy Service destroyed. Its agents are either dead or missing. Gina Meyer must team up with the person she trusts least to discover who's behind the attack. Globe-trotting occult espionage from New York Times bestseller Kevin Scott and Corin Howell. Please go check this one out. There are 2 volumes already out there in trade paperback form, and this 3rd volume so far has been nothing but extraordinary and lots of really cool and devastating twists going on in this one. We are getting definitely a status quo change for the MI666. Coming down the list to number, what would that be, 10987. Boom Studios, Basilisk issue number 10 from Colin Bunn and Jonas Scharf. The unspeakable horrors of the commune's past are finally revealed while Hannah and Reagan flee from dangerous men in pursuit. Will Hannah manage to reach Vanessa, and will she even agree with what it will cost her? This arc that we've been getting now, issue 9, bringing us back to this crazy world and learning more about how everything started, how they all got their powers and abilities, and some crazy things going on at the commune that kind of puts a lot of things into question. And here we are, second issue of this story arc. Will this be the last story arc? I don't know yet. I haven't seen whether or not that'll be the case, but so far I'm really enjoying this story arc and this world, and I can't wait to continue reading it. So Basilisk number 10 from Boom Studios is the number 7 pick this week. Number 6 this week goes to another one from Vault Comics, and that is Fox and Hare issue number 2 from John Sway and Stacy Lee. With their differences behind them, the Fox, the Hare, and Aurora set out to crack the encrypted data that they stole from Sinistry Designs. But a new threat arrives in Mazu Bay. Prime Minister Morehouse unveils the Knights of Mazu, his new private army. The local mercenaries are nervous and raring for a fight. The Knights of Mazu are armed to the teeth and moving in. Can the Fox and the Hare defuse this power keg, or will it bring them all down? Issue 1, it's been a little bit because I feel like a lot of Vault books have been hit with delays. Printing delays probably being the biggest cause here. But Fox and Hare issue 1 was fantastic, and I really love the world so far, so gonna keep reading this one. But there's been a lot of delays on this book. I think even issue 3 now has been delayed a few times on FOC as well, so we'll see when the next issue comes out. Hopefully it's not super long like the delay here between 1 and 2. Moving on from there, for my 5th pick, I've got from Image Comics, Closet, issue number 3 from James Tynion IV. Chris O'Halloran and Gavin Fullerton. We have the finale of The Closet. This has been creepy. A tale of existential horror. Just, anytime we see the actual closet and the creature living within it, it gives you the spooks. Not gonna lie. The cross-country move continues to torment both father and son who just want to leave past hauntings behind them. Might they still find escape on the West Coast? We'll see. And the conclusion here, I really am enjoying Gavin Fullerton's artwork in here, Chris O'Halloran's colors, and I've really enjoyed the story, at least especially regarding the more horror-driven side of things going on. And that is my number 5 pick. Coming in for number 4 this week is one from a smaller publisher, Clover Press. We've got Cassidy's Secret, issue number 4 from Charles Holland and Antonio Fuso. The stunning conclusion of an all-new comic book miniseries from Charles Holland, head writer and executive producer of the Black Lightning series, and Antonio Fuso, co-creator of Weird, however you say it, a Dark Horse comic that I believe has been optioned. Did Rex Russell kill Airstrike? Attorney General Frank Greco has an airtight case, but that's never stopped Cassidy Crawford before. Don't miss the final issue of Cassidy's Secret. Imagine Suits set in the world of the boys, and you're about to explore Cassidy's Secret. This has been fantastic. I have loved it. I've loved the artwork. I've loved the story. Very cool twist. Like it said, Suits set in the world of the boys. And this is it. This is the last issue here. This is my number 4 pick this week. Coming in for number 3, issue number 3 of Duel from Bliss on Tap Comics. Curtis Martins and Alex Cormack bringing this incredible story to us. This one got real hot when issue 1 came out. People really loved it. I really loved it. And I've just been really enjoying since then. Issue 2 took us to a new type of dueling issue going on. And Agent Lee has his work cut out for him here. Agent Lee, with the help of an enigmatic hacker, sets a trap to capture someone who may have intel about Duel.global. The site must choose to break one of its main rules or step into the trap and go head-to-head against the FBI. Issue 3 of Duel from Bliss on Tap is my number 3 pick this week. Number 2 is an issue number 1 from Aftershock Comics, and that is the Vineyard issue number 1 from Brian Hawkins and Sammy Cavella. Jason Wordy doing the colors and Taylor Esposito doing the lettering. The Vineyard is a family-owned winery that sows and reaps by the blessing of the great god of wine and revelry, Dionysus. However, the Vines family's patron god requires complete devotion in the form of 4 sacrificial killings a year before each harvest. This has been done in unfettered obseisance, but all of that changed when the family's patriarch, Didash Vines, was in a horrible accident that left him paralyzed and in a wheelchair. Now, the sacrificial and murderous duties of the Vines family have fallen to wife and matriarch Marantha Vines. With harvest season fast approaching and the family short of their annual sacrificial killings, Marantha's struggle with her conscience puts all of her family, husband, son, and daughter, in jeopardy. Written by Brian Hawkins from Black Cotton, Believe in the Name, Don't Ever Blink, and illustrated by Sammy Cavella, The Heathens, Undone by Blood, Abbott. The Vineyard is what happens when family values and otherworldly obligations collide. This one sounds really dope. If you've read anything from Brian Hawkins, you know that he is going to bring us an awesome story, and I think this is just going to be one of those ones to keep an eye on. Is my number 2 pick this week from Aftershock Comics. Number 1 this week is a new entry into the world of Radiant Black, the Massive Verse. This one coming to us from Melissa Flores and French Carlo Mondo. We have The Dead Lucky issue number 1 from Image Comics. The series premiere. San Francisco is changing. Tech consortium Morrow is building the city of the future with peacekeeper robots looming on every corner, and wherever Morrow isn't, the Salvation Gang is. Bibiana Lopez Yang is changing too. She came back from Afghanistan with PTSD and the ability to control electrical currents. If she can hold it together, she might be the hero San Francisco needs. But against an enemy this big, it isn't enough to be good. She'll have to be lucky. From the debut writer Melissa Flores and superstar art team French Carlomagno and Maria Ayacano, comes the newest book in the Massive Verse. Also, though this is Melissa Flores' debut, there were also some news that I'll be writing on Power Rangers, I believe, also for Boom Studios. We're going to talk about all of that on August 11th on the channel, where Melissa Flores will be joining me and Caroline's Comics to talk about The Dead Lucky and everything else that's going on. So be sure to be there and hang out with us and bring your questions about the Dead Lucky and about everything else. So that is my top 10 picks this week. I hope you guys have made it all the way here and will let me know down in the comments below what you are picking up this week. What are you looking forward to? Is there something I'm missing? I know Stillwater also is back this week. I will be picking that up. Be picking up a few more things that aren't on the list, but most of this week is actually on the list. So that's good. It's a lighter week, I think, and some really good books, though. Especially look out for those number ones this week. And as always, collect what you love. See you guys next time.